Okay, folks, it's your buddy Mike Messier. Here's to you, top of the morning. It's 8:18, and whatever you're doing, if you're joining me for this exclusive Mike's Meals, we're here at Taco Bell. I did takeout. Now, it is possible to eat inside this location. However, there was a gentleman in there eating his own meal and playing his phone, playing some type of video obnoxiously, and I figured what a wonderful time to come and talk to everyone and just do a Mike's Meals. Now, for those that are uninitiated, Mike's Meals is a pleasant conversation where I eat something and you watch me eat. And you might be feeling, well, gee whiz, what's in that for me? You get to hear the wonderful thoughts on my mind, and now, through this exclusive updated scenario, we are live. This is the first ever live Mike's Meals. Benny Scala, Ian, everyone that's so supportive, Eric, everyone loves Mike's Meals, Johnny Z even, all the subscribers to Mike Messier YouTube channel, 938 and counting. I guess I have to give credit where it's due to Chris Jericho, and the Fozzy clip has generated over 34,000 views. However, we're not here to blow my own horn. There is some type of female entering the Taco Bell. Now I'm having second thoughts about doing this in my car, but oh well. We've committed to this, so let's stick with the program. I hope everyone's doing fine. It's Tuesday. As you may or may not know, I've been doing plenty of podcasts on Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel with interesting people. I've been guest hosting the Doomer Bloomer podcast. If you find that on your apparatus eye, the newest episodes are not uploaded yet, but they'll be up there soon. Here's to me and you. I just saw Jungle Cruise for the second time. I'll be honest, I think it's a very well-shot movie. I don't know how the reviews have been. If you're watching at home on a smaller screen, I don't think it's doing this type of movie justice. The movie basically feels like a Disney ride. I'm wondering if they put beans on this. I ordered beans instead of beef. And to be honest with you, it's always been a thing where it's hard. It's beans. It's good. I'm trying to order less red meat. Some of you have been attuned to some of the older 2018 Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel videos. The popular A Word I Hate series. You can see that I weighed a little bit less at that time, poundage-wise, and the biggest difference was I wasn't eating red meat. I'm not here to pound a soapbox either way because I've been eating meat for 3 years or 2 years or whatever it's been, but it's always a temptation to try to go pescatarian as I did, which was only seafood and so forth. So I saw Jungle Cruise again. How I feel about this film is that it's really like a Disney World ride, like an attraction, as they say. You have to actually go and see the movie on a big screen. To watch it at home on a small screen is not going to do you much good. Believe it or not, I believe you can make a comment here. This is live time, folks. It's Tuesday night. 8:22, we're live. This is not pre-recorded. So if you have a statement, something you want to say, go ahead and say it. I should see it on my little screen here. Very exciting. What else can I talk about? Seduction of Distance. You may or may not have seen on Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel. It's my video. Me interpreting my own character that I wrote. We'll see what we have here for this next meal item. It's a burrito of some kind. Now, I did a lot of adjustments. Here's a new thing at Taco Bell. And by the way, folks, in case you're counting calories, here's a good way to lose probably 30 or 40 calories. Get some of this fucking crap off of here. There she goes. Could be my future bride that I sacrifice meeting just to be here with you. Take off some of that excess flour. It's just, you won't even miss it. And you'll know if you're really hungry if you go back to the box later and start digging up that flour. It's like when you go to McDonald's, you know you're hungry if you start digging into like the crappy fries that you ignored. Like if you get a bad batch of fries and you ignore them initially and you plow through your burger or whatever else, and then you're like, oh, God damn it, I'm going to eat those cold, miserable fries. It's kind of like this flour, like this excess flour just sitting here now. It's 8:23, beautiful blue sky. Just sipping my beverage. LinkedIn, Facebook. For the pro wrestling fans, Tantalizing Tony delivered a wonderful interview yesterday. It was great, and you can see that. Now, I guess I'll talk about some music. I've been listening to Paul McCartney a lot lately. I've been listening to Paul McCartney and Wings. I'll have to give credit where it's due. The old Wrestling with the Future podcast put me on the show with Vince Russo and the Sage of Quai, Mike Williams. And we talked about the Paul is Dead conspiracy. Now, are any of you familiar with the Paul is Dead conspiracy? Beatles. Apparently, there was a newspaper report back in the late 60s of Paul McCartney dying in a car accident. And we just don't know. There's been TV reports on this. And this is a conspiracy theory 50 years in the making. It's nothing new. There's so many things in the world, folks, that are mysteries. The JFK assassination, the Paul is Dead conspiracy. This new one is very interesting. Why are the McDonald's ice cream machines always broken? Have you ever tried to order ice cream at McDonald's and been frustrated because the ice cream is not available? Has it ever happened to you? Has that ever happened to you? Very exciting. In case you're wondering, gee whiz, Mike, what beverage are you partaking in? You're quaffing a beverage right in front of us. Please. It's Essentials Diet Sweet Tea, sugar-free, 0 calories. Now, aspartame, oh my goodness. It's another one of these artificial sweeteners. I was watching something about sugar on Vice. I'm really telling you, folks, not that hello to the new viewer, please leave a comment. You can leave a comment, a suggestion of a topic you'd like me to parlay into. I'm just kind of talking freely. But I was watching this thing on Vice TV on television of some kind about sugar, the history of sugar, the artificial sweeteners, and it's very depressing. We're all just eating crap because we're addicted to it. Now this taco is a meatless taco. It does have cheese. Oh my God. I just got some light. They just gave me a little fill light, a little key light here at Taco Bell. Mike's Meals. The Olympics are going on. The sugar We're all dying from sugar. It's going to kill us all. We're all going to be dead, and we'll all blame sugar. And they'll say, what killed the dinosaurs? A giant meteor. What killed John F. Kennedy? We don't know. What killed everybody else? Sugar. That'll be a big fucking riddle. They'll put that on a t-shirt. I'm doing the best I choose to do, and that's it. And as far as everything else, I mean, walking around mask-free, of course, there's all these reports of new and dangerous, what do they call it, strains or whatever, waves or strains or whatever the fucks. We're all going to die one way or the other, right? No one here gets out alive. Jim Morrison. He died at age 27. Well, the gentleman that was in there with his phone blaring, watching some type of videos, I think he was watching a YouTube channel that I actually watched because the voice was familiar. He's leaving now. Girl of my dreams already left. What's up, Michael, AJ? What's up, buddy? Any comment? You're watching NXT. Very good. As you know, Michael, I'm not watching because I'm here with you. NXT, for those that don't know, it's kind of weird because I wanted to say the training ground for WWE, but it's kind of its own thing, but it's kind of not. Of course, what I dislike is that the NXT people that do so well, when they get called up to the main roster, this is all wrestle talk, folks. When they get called up to the main roster, they get mistreated. Karrion Kross losing to Jeff Hardy. The next week, Karrion Kross beats Keith Lee by submission. And Michael, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't last night Keith Lee get a victory over Karrion Kross? 50-50 booking at its finest. I already did a video today, a 1 minute and 3 second video. So I just don't know what to say, and I guess Karrion Kross is going to defend that NXT title against Samoa Joe shortly. Samoa Joe, a guy that you could make a case was not used particularly well in the main roster. He did have that nice Great Balls of Fire match against Brock Lesnar. I guess I'm just the one that holds a grudge when these talents are misappropriated or misused on the main roster. I find it offensive. As a wrestling fan, Michael, AJ, I find it offensive that people put their hearts and souls into watching these characters, and then the characters are misused by the very company that's supposed to be promoting them. Yeah, I heard about that. Michael, AJ, watch this, buddy. I think I can put your comment. Boom! There you go, pal. Ronda is attacking WWE fans for chanting. Now, I don't know if you want to follow up on that, Michael, but go ahead. What are they chanting? I know what the answer is. See if you can write a comment real quick. Otherwise, I'll finish it for you. Go ahead, buddy. Hurry up. Well, they were chanting last night on Raw, apparently. We want Wyatt. We want Wyatt. We want Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt recently fired. Wyndham Rotundo is his real name, named after one of my favorite wrestlers, Barry Windham, his uncle. So the fans were cheering for Bray Wyatt at Raw. And Ronda Rousey apparently didn't appreciate that. She thinks fans are stupid. Check my videos, Michael, AJ. I think Ronda Rousey's stupid. I challenged her to a wrestling match a few years ago. She never liked being a wrestler. She thought she was above it. And I don't understand. Just for cheap heat, I guess I killed that whole deal. Nope, one last. Isn't that one of the great joys in life when you think you're done with your Taco Bell meal and you have something floating around in there? It's like an extra Christmas under the Christmas tree, isn't it? So this is a non-meat meal. Now, I do have dairy products in this. My friend, Laura Barlow, I don't know how she'd feel about this because I'm eating cheese. She was the leader of Rhode Island Vegan Awareness. And Last time I saw her, I wasn't eating much meat, but I got a chicken fucking thingamajig. I needed some protein. Sorry, Mr. Chicken, you're gonna get eaten now. I got this double chicken roll up, like with extra chicken. It's all right. Pretty good, actually. So here's the deal. What can I say about Ronda Rousey? She's trying to make herself relevant. From what I understand, she recently got pregnant or had the kid. And in all sincerity, happy hopes to her and her hubby. Her hubby actually saved Bret Hart from that crazy fan attack. Let's see, buddy. Sean View Entertainment on YouTube needs to shut up. He thinks he's king of rumors of wrestling. He thinks he's so popular. And one YouTuber. Yeah, man, you know, there's a lot of people on YouTube that, I guess I'm an asshole on YouTube too, you know, but I do other things besides think about wrestling. I have my own life, as you know. Michael AJ, you're familiar with Disregard the Vampire, Mike Messier, 11 award-winning documentary. You're familiar with my Messier Mantra, award-winning Havelock International Film Festival, award-winning TV show. And these days, I'm really just concentrating on my own writing, my own acting. I've led these actors as far as I can. I've moved away from the talent base that I was using or working with, and now I'm kind of a man on my own. The new location I'm in, before I could really make a lot of connections, as they say, we got this horrible worldwide pandemic. So now I'm just concentrating on what I can do myself to entertain you, which is podcasts, writing my books. Fun Play Basketball is available on Kindle Vella. I got to put some more chapters into that, but 6 chapters are up. And I just have to entertain people on my own merit. I will watch Pro Wrestling. In fact, I'm going to AEW tomorrow night. Be here on subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel for exclusive clips and behind-the-scenes stuff you won't see anywhere else. I will be at AEW tomorrow night, and I got the tickets because I made a contribution to the Wounded Warriors Fund. And just like they said on AEW, if you're paying attention last week, make a contribution and you can get tickets. So I made a contribution and I got tickets, and my contribution to the Warriors Fund was less than the ticket price would have been. So there you have it. Sometimes doing a good thing, you get the reach around, so to say. My hair is longer than it's ever been since I was a 5-year-old child. In case anyone cares about my hair, people have been complimenting my hair. I recently did an interview with a nice guy from Pittsburgh. I'm not sure if that's up yet. I think it's going to be up in a few weeks. Pleasant fellow, the Nerd Street podcast, really a nice guy. Here we go. I was talking about my Paul McCartney listening, Michael AJ and everybody else. If you haven't heard the song, there's 2 songs that I have playing over and over again by Paul McCartney and Wings. Band on the Run is one of the greatest fucking songs ever. And I'm Coming Up by Paul McCartney is an awesome song and an even better video, which I saw for the first time in the Sparks. Sparks is the band, the Sparks Brothers, the movie, the documentary. But if you see this video, and if you see that Sparks documentary, I'm going to see, I think it's tomorrow at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the Val Kilmer movie, which looks, I don't know, I'm not even going to watch the preview. It's just playing at 2 o'clock. I've got to hustle, get over there to see it, but I think I'm going to go make an attempt to see that movie tomorrow at 2 p.m. if I can make it on time. So, very exciting. Everyone's excited. Who knows? I want to eat another chunk of burrito meat. Let's see. So, folks, if you're just in here, the live podcast, this is Mike's Meals. The Olympics are going on. Michael, have you been watching any of the Olympics? Let's see, buddy. Masters of the Universe is still cool, but Kevin Smith lied. and betrayed the fans of Masters of the Universe, including a diehard fan. I hate it. Anime was good and voice acting was good, but rest was trash. With the trash hit, God. I'll leave that up there for a minute. Good comment, buddy. Nice NWO label, by the way. From what I understand, I haven't watched this Masters of the Universe yet, Michael. I know you suggested I do. It's on Netflix. I guess I should put on my things to do list, but I have so many things to do. It's unbelievable. I still like the Dolph Lundgren movie. My friend Stacy Forbes Uinaki, who you can see in Blood Sugar Sedace, star of that movie, which you can see right here exclusively, and subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel. I think just a year ago, Stacy co-hosted a YouTube premiere of Blood Sugar Sedace. Feature film you can watch for free, and I did add recently a webpage on MikeMessier.com. It's titled Mike's Film. Look at my long hair, Stacy. Very long. So I'm just growing my hair out. I'm here in sunny Florida. It actually rained today. I'm watching the dog this week. For the first time in my life, I have a dog roommate. Thanks, Stacy. Stacy says I look great. I have a technique, Stacy, for anyone that's watching. I share so many life lessons. I went to see Jungle Cruise again for the second time today, and I brought my 20 pounds of weight into the theater with me. I strapped these fucking things around my ankles, which gives me a 20-pound weight that I have to walk in. I get up to the stairs. I'm walking upstairs with 20 pounds of weight. I sit in my comfy recliner seat, and then I do tricep kickbacks. I'm obviously not doing them fully extending because I smashed the window out, but you get the idea. And then I do bicep curls. I just find that I can't. Stacy's on the treadmill, and I'm eating Taco Bell, and I had some chicken, Stacy, in one of the burritos, but I swapped out beef for beans. I've been enjoying the fact that Taco Bell, you can make these swaps right on the keypad, the computer. I'll be honest with you, it's easier to deal with the computer screen, like the commode, whatever the fuck it is, than to deal with a human being. Like, because if you're telling the human that you want beans instead of beef and all this stuff, it's not going to be very good. So you just have to do it on the machine. I appreciate this from Stacy. You are a hashtag legend. I appreciate that. If anyone up is in New England and is looking for a great actress, my buddy David Gear, take note. I believe he's looking for some people, Stacy, in Connecticut. Perhaps look up David Gear in Connecticut. Tell him I sent you for his Middletown masterpiece, whatever it is. I may be in New England in the fall, September or October. I was there very briefly in April. It was an unannounced trip. I was very, I'll just say, sad by the state of Rhode Island. The movie theaters were closed there. The movie theaters I used to go to as a kid, I worked at, were closed. I hope Rhode Island has a rebound. I know the governor, Raimondo, was very extreme about the regulations for COVID, and I'm not saying she was mistaken, but, you know, it's such a balance, and I have no answers between the, you know what I mean? You have no balance between trying to keep people safe and trying to keep businesses open. And I don't have the solution. I really don't. I just know that it's a problem. Let's just finish up with Stacy here, or I just want to give Stacy, I watched you. That damn place wouldn't let you sit. Yeah, you're right. I think we're talking about the Starbucks in Rhode Island. I couldn't even sit down in a Starbucks, Stacy, and it was very upsetting. Very upsetting. I mean, that's the Starbucks I used to go to all the time, and they act like you're doing some big whole thing to want to sit down in a fucking coffee house. Like, that's what coffee houses are for. Not to go in and get a coffee and leave. Where the fuck are you supposed to go? You're supposed to sit. Let's go back to Michael AJ. Thanks, Stacy, watching. Mike, do you think Vince will sell WWE? That's why we have these so-called budget cuts or wanting low-income contracts for wrestlers. He's making millions again, but he can't afford his talent pay. Who is Dixie Carter copycatting WWE is taking the Impact path. Okay, so what Michael A.J. Norris is describing is the WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment, formerly WWF, that we all grew up on, Hulk Hogan, Roddy Piper, all those guys, WrestleMania. They're firing, releasing some top talents, Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman, some top people. And the question is, are they getting ready to sell the company? And I think the answer is yes. And I think that we don't know what's going on in the inner sanctums of these things, so I'm guessing that's what's happening. You know what I mean? They're getting ready to sell. Sell. You ever heard a song by David Gray, Sell, Sell, Sell? When we're done with this podcast, look up David Gray, Sell, Sell, Sell. Great song, and it's really, to me, it's about selling out. Stacy says, yep, that was ridiculous. The Starbucks was ridiculous. And I really don't know what to say. I just have, because to be honest with you, I've been really lucky and really, emoji with the hands together. You know what I mean? I just got a delivery update. I got my raw, unrefined African black soap is waiting for me at home just in case anyone cares. But this African soap, for anyone that has skin issues, look into African soap. It's helpful if you have any type of itchiness or scratchiness, itchy, scratchy. Weren't they on The Simpsons, like the mouse and the cat that used to beat the shit out of each other? But itchy and scratchy, the raw African soap, let's see what Stacy says. Well, I appreciate that. What Stacy's referencing is that when I directed Blood Sugar Sedace, which is a great movie, by the way, you can see it for free right here on Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel. I made a CD for the actors. There was only 4 actors in this movie. It's all we needed to tell the story. And it was a very short compilation CD, Stacy. I think it was only 6 or 8 songs. But wasn't it Hurt? Wasn't it Hurt, Johnny Cash's cover of 9 Inch Nails? Or was it another Johnny Cash song? But I'm pretty sure it was a cover. And I'm pretty sure it was the Trent Reznor 9 Inch Nails Hurt as covered by Johnny Cash. And, yeah, I do talk a lot about wrestling, Stacy. And, you know, when I've been trying to get more subscribers to the Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel over the last year, one of the things that I discovered was, oh, gee whiz, I made a mistake. You know, according to all these YouTube advisor people, which are great people, by the way, I should have concentrated on your niche. Concentrated on your niche. Well, I'm my own fucking niche. And part of that is movie reviews, part of that's my original films, and part of that is wrestling. Stacy does not recall what song it was that I had for that Blood Sugar Sedace thing. She still has it, though. Yeah, I was doing a Zoom chat last night with some of the Jacksonville people about film, and they were concerned about how do you direct actors with rehearsals and so forth. Can you get people to rehearse? And it's funny, Stacy, like all these people were having trouble getting their actors to rehearse, but I recall that we rehearsed for a year, once a week for a year. To be honest, I didn't have the money to make the movie because the settlement didn't come through. So this is all behind-the-scenes shit. But the reason why our rehearsals were for a year, I was waiting for the money to come in, to buy the equipment and to film the damn movie and to buy all those sandwiches for everybody. But it was a great time. Blood Sugar Sedace, Stacey Forbes, Jamie Tennille, Lawrence O'Leary, who I talked to. He's actually in Georgia now, Stacey, living on a boat with his new dog. And our friend Adam Bucksbaum, who's off wherever the fuck he is. Let's see, Michael. Is this new COVID virus going to flip us back to what we were in last year? And I hate to say it, Michael AJ, but I think what's happening is, and this is what I was really afraid of, it's a division between folks that have gotten vaccinated like myself and folks that have not gotten vaccinated. Now, this is just firsthand knowledge. I spoke to a nurse in Jacksonville about 2 weeks ago, a real live nurse who works in the real live medical system, and she told me, woman to man, that the Jacksonville, Florida hospital, every bed is filled, and she said every bed is filled with someone who didn't get vaccinated and now has COVID. Now, when she said every, I took that to mean most, but she did say every. So she was emphasizing that the people that have not been vaccinated, you're playing with your life here, folks. And so I know I have some folks here, good friends, some good wrestling people that are non-vaxxers. My buddy Vince Russo apparently is an anti-vaxxer. We got into that the other day. I don't know what to say. I mean, I hate. I mean, I don't want to be the told you so guy to when a friend of mine gets COVID and they didn't get vaccinated. Who wants to be the told you so on something like that? But I just think that some people are going to have to learn the hard way. But what the fuck? I mean, even the people on the right wing, Trump's gotten vaccinated, and so on and so forth, and even Trump's endorsed the vaccine at this point. I mean, I think he took credit for it, to be honest with you. So there you go. Now, Stacy's talking about our blood sugars today. It was a lot of fun. We might have to do that on a StreamYard, Stacy, for people to comment. We might have to arrange that. It could be easily arranged. I've got this new StreamYard stuff here that I'm doing these podcasts on, these live podcasts. We might have an interactive viewing, which might be fun. I might test that shorter film first and then do the Blood Sugar Sedase, because Blood Sugar Sedase, it is an intense film, and it deserves to be seen more. But yeah, these people were talking about, I'm going to go back to acting and directing here for a moment, folks. How do you get people to rehearse? How do you get your actors to be involved? How do you get them emotionally engaged? And I told these people in this streaming thing last night, this Jacksonville film group, I said, be honest. Be honest with your actors. You're trying to make a movie. You being the director and the actors, you're all trying to make a movie. And why wouldn't you all come together and dedicate yourself to getting the best possible movie that you can? Hey, David, how's it going? Stick around. We'll talk more about stuff. Why would you cast a movie? Why would you be in a movie? You're going to show up to be filmed anyway. If this movie is going to be permanent and everyone's going to see it, as many people as possible are going to see this movie, why would an actor not want to rehearse? Why would they want to look foolish on camera? I never understand why directors don't want to rehearse with actors and why actors wouldn't want to rehearse the material. Now, here's one thing that I learned with The Impeccable. It's a 22-minute film I did 3 years ago. I initiated, because we had an actor in Vermont, an actress in Boston, and another lady in Boston. So 2 actresses in Boston, but they were like different parts of Boston, and the guy in Vermont, and I was in Rhode Island, and I was going through a stressful time. I was going through a tough time because my apartment had been flooded with water, and I was literally living in a fucking hotel for 6 months. So how did we rehearse? We rehearsed it through Zoom chats. And that was the first time I thought of that. I said, why don't we rehearse with Zoom? And the way I presented it was, hey guys, instead of trying to learn your lines on your own, let's learn our lines together with Zoom. Now, one of the 3 actors was not too into it, but he got into it. I guess I gave away which one. But he wasn't, I could just sense he wasn't terribly into it initially, but he got into it after the first or second time because he had a hell of a long monologue at the end of the movie, and it made him feel more confident to do it. When we got to the set, you know, in May of 2018, Cinco de Mayo 2018, we shot this 20-minute movie in one day, which is pretty much unheard of, and one actor got one line wrong once the whole fucking day, which was incredible, and she felt bad. I said, don't feel bad. God, we've got so many great takes, and it's incredible batting average for these actors. Mike, streaming movies, I think one day will kill theaters. I love going to them, but streaming is so easy, and you can rent or own the film. Michael, AJ, you nailed it, but that's why I go to the movies, and that's why I do Mike's Instant Movie Reviews, and pretty soon we're going to initiate, it might be tomorrow if I see Val tomorrow at 2 p.m. or the next day, we're going to initiate live streaming Mike's Instant Movie Reviews here on Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel. David Graziano's here, a good guy, recently celebrated a birthday. And happy belated birthday, David. Also the star of The Actor, which I wrote and co-directed with our mutual friend Skip Shea. It's the life story of David Graziano. And you can find that. I took David's link, and I was able to put that in my Mike's original playlist, but it's from David's YouTube page. Don't worry, David, I didn't take the video, but you can find it. The actor, David Graziano. I love that movie, too. I think it's about 15 minutes, and it's black and white, and it's David's life story that we made about, 7 or 8 years ago. Time flies, buddy. I think that was back in the Obama days. Okay, folks, so what else is going on? I'm just happy to be here, happy to be alive. Jacksonville, Florida has been good to me. I feel empathy and sympathy and all that good why crap for everyone across the world, because I realize we're not through with this damn thing yet. And people are telling me the statistics of people dying. I watch my share of YouTube videos and the news, and I see all these horrible things that are happening with the numbers, you know, the Sanjays and the guy that did the fucking COVID podcast, the Sanjay, and all these people going after Fauci and blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing. You got to have a balance. You have to have a balance between being upset about things you can't control and things you should be aware of, and then balancing that with what can you control about your life. For me, I have a computer gig or two that I concentrate on, the Avalonia Film Festival. My buddy Kazuya is the judge for that. I'm concentrating as much as I can on what I can do for me and to make my life better. And what the fuck, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. Thanks, Stacy. You have to balance the world's crises and living vicariously through others, which, no offense, but that's pretty much what watching the Olympics is, and watching pro wrestling, and watching, hey, even me, watching movies. Anytime you're watching somebody else doing something, you're more or less living vicariously through them. When we see this Matt Damon say something offensive and everyone wants to crucify him, Matt Damon is not the president or the Pope. You know, Matt Damon's use of the F word and his daughter writing him a treatise, it's an interesting anecdote, and it might be alarming or offensive. However, Matt Damon just made a hell of a great movie where the character that plays his daughter is a lesbian in the film. So I don't think that Matt Damon is this crazy homophobic asshole. I just think he told a poorly spoken story, and he got tripped up in his own anecdote telling. That's what I think. I could be wrong. Maybe he's the biggest prick in the world, right? But I don't know. I've never met the guy. I think that people look to celebrities. They want to slaughter them. They want to build you up to tear you down. What's that song by the Eagles? Kick 'em when they're up. Kick 'em when they're down. Kick 'em all around. Dirty laundry. We love dirty laundry. Our society has this hard-on for celebrities. We want to build them, and we want to destroy them. And I don't know what to tell you. As someone who's trying to make a name for myself as a writer, actor, director, I blatantly say, watch all my fucking YouTube videos and find all the shit on me that you can find. Find every time I said something offensive and subscribe, because then you'll find more shit that I said that was offensive. Please do that. And tell your friends to do it. Examine every Mike's Life Rant, every Word I Hate video, every Mike's Instant Movie Review, every Messier Mantra, every Mike's Original Film. Please find something that offends you and tell the whole world how offended you are by what I said, because I want more views and subscriptions. I mean, that's how the fucking game is played these days, assholes. Am I right? Let's see here. Michael with another wrestling comment. Mike, AJ Styles have been successful in WWE. Robert Roode, not so much. Why? He was a great talent in TNA Impact. He should have been top champion, but he never got his shot at it. Why? Because he wasn't a Vince McMahon creation. Unfortunately, Michael, that's what we know about this WWE crap, is if they don't do the wrestlers, if they're not created, it's like Geppetto. He wanted to make Pinocchio his special boy. If you brought in Animal Puppet, the Muppet, and said to Geppetto, here's Animal Muppet, isn't he a great Muppet? And Geppetto would say, hey, that's not my puppet, where's my Pinocchio? He wouldn't make the Animal Muppet the WWE World Champion because Geppetto didn't make him. So Vince Jr., as I like to call him, is a puppet maker. And a puppet maker wants his own puppets to be the star of the show. A puppet master does not want someone else's puppet to be the star of the show. Go back to the history. I mean, do you realize that the earliest takeoff big hit, one of them, maybe the biggest one on the radio, was Charlie McCarthy Hour? That was a marionette, a doll, a wooden marionette, and a ventriloquist. Charlie McCarthy was the #1 fucking radio show. A ventriloquist act was the #1 radio show. That just goes to show how enamored we are with puppets. And the WWE, the World Wrestling Entertainment, is full of meat puppets. These are living human beings who do as they're told and act accordingly with the pretense of being pro wrestlers. They're not pro wrestlers. They're sports entertainment McMeat puppets. And if you're a McMick idiot, and you're watching this program, you should be watching All Wonderful Things on Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel. Blood Sugar Sedace, the actor with David Graziano. These are wonderful movies that you should be watching, not this shit show WWE circus. It does nothing for you intellectually to watch the same goddamn wrestling angles you've been watching for years. How many title reigns is Charlotte Flair going to get? How many comebacks is John Cena going to get? It's garbage. It's crap. AEW will be coming up tomorrow night. At least there's something different. So there you know where I stand, folks. And I had a job interview for WWE in 2007. The biggest mistake they ever made was not hiring me. Their company would be destroying the NFL right now if I was working for them. But they are idiots, they are morons, and they hire people like Kes Mobley, who doesn't understand professional wrestling, doesn't appreciate it. And that's why their company is in the creative shithole that it is. And you can sing a song and masturbate to the fact that they have all this money. Well, the money comes from the Saudi Arabian government. So if that's the type of wrestling promotion you want to promote and contribute to, then go right ahead. However, I'd rather do a Mike's Meals in the Taco Bell parking lot in Jacksonville, Florida. Okay, folks, it's 42 minutes in. I think we're going to call it a wrap. For all those, Stacy Sugar, Michael A.J. Norris, David checking in with the LMAO. I'm not sure what got your humor there, David. I'll give you a shout-out, buddy. But I'm not sure what you found humorous, but you found something humorous. Good luck with that situation. David and I had a private conversation. I'm not going to put that out there publicly. It's private information, but good luck with it, buddy. So for all the people that are still watching, Michael A.G.'s got one more thing. I hate the first one was good, but rest flushed down the toilet. And TV show was, oh my God, I read someone shoot someone at show. I saw the Purge, Forever Purge movie. This is an interesting thing, Michael A.J. I saw the Forever Purge about 4 or 5 weeks ago. I liked it, but I hadn't seen any of the other previous movies, believe it or not. Stacy, good luck with that. Treadmill, I'm sure doing fantastic. Like I said, my buddy David Gear in Middletown, Connecticut. From what I understand, he's making a movie, so look him up, David Gear, G-E-R-E. And that's it, folks. So thanks so much. What's coming up? I mean, I've got, for the wrestling fans, the Tantalizing Tony interview. Please watch that. It's a great interview with an old school wrestling fan, a guy who was a behind-the-scene guy at ECW. What else? Guy who went to all the WrestleManias. Michael A.J. saying, later, Mike. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you being here, Michael. Hardcore fan. Good guy. Who else? Just a lot of stuff. The 40-minute rant I did after the movie of, the Jungle Cruise. Went into a whole lot of interesting topics. And the Doomer Bloomer podcast I'm hosting. So on and so forth and so on and so forth. My interview with D.M. Needham, the book author, an hour and 52 minutes, folks. I wouldn't do an hour and 52-minute interview unless that lady had some interesting stuff to discuss. She's talking about her childhood, talking about surviving a tough childhood and becoming a published author. And I think that was a wonderful thing. So if you can, check out the D.M. Needham interview while you're doing your treadmill or while you're doing other stuff. I often say that this is a very audible experience, meaning that you can hook up your phone to your fucking Bluetooth in your car. You can listen to me rant. You don't necessarily have to watch a lot of my stuff. A lot of my stuff is auditory dialogue, So you figure it out. Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel. Like, share the videos if you don't mind, folks. Please do. That helps. Everybody have an awesome night. Thanks, everybody. Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel. Off the air.